Okay, we're here with Bill Wilson, hereditary chief from the Kla-Lee-Lee-Kla Nation. Bill, in your own words, what took place here today?
Well, I think it was history. I think there is finally the possibility between the federal and provincial governments and the Nisga'a government of resolving a long outstanding grievance in regard to the land. I think it was historic. Obviously, it was historic, and it was very moving and emotional. It was wonderful.
I know that you've been involved in the advancement of land claims for a number of years now. Is this sort of like one big step forward?
Oh, it's like people landing on the moon. I mean, this is one huge leap for mankind. Sadly, of course, we have some people like Jack Weisgerber and others who are standing in the road of progress. But Jack Weisgerber is similar to those people who thought the earth was flat. The Nisga's have a dream and they have a vision, and Jack Weisgerber simply thinks to the next election. The Nisga's obviously are thinking 1,000 years down the road, and they paved the way for all Aboriginal people. They should get a round of applause from all Aboriginal people, because the kind of agreement that has been negotiated here, while it may not be suitable for everyone, is a groundbreaking agreement.
Joel Gosnell expressed that this treaty agreement in principle is not only beneficial and opens up opportunities for his people, but it makes an investment in the surrounding communities in British Columbia as a whole. You want to add any words?
Oh, there's no question about that. I mean, the forest companies and the fishing companies, the mining companies, the ranchers and the cattle people and everything like that, it's no surprise that they're opposed to this, because they feel that, we've ripped the Indians off forever. We should continue to rip the Indian people off forever. But what it's talking about is a new possibility where the money stays in the community. So it stays either here in Ianch or the other three villages, or it stays in Terrace or the surrounding area, instead of being sent, as the forest companies would do it, to the Toronto Stock Exchange or New York or New Zealand or other places like that. Non-Indian people who are living in this area, especially in the Terrace area, should be soundly behind this and applauding it, because they are going to enjoy the fruits of their labors and the land. The resources will stay here and the money will be spent here, instead of it being raped and pillaged and tripped out of here by trucks.
There's a lot of speculation and fear out there with government parties and third interest groups that this is not a good deal for British Columbians. How do you deal with issues like that?
Well, like I said, it's no surprise that those groups are opposed to this, because they've been in control just as serf landlords over Aboriginal people and non-Indian people as well. The cannery people and the fishing communities, I mean, they ripped off our people, used our labor very cheaply, made hundreds of millions of dollars, and then deserted us. So third-party interests are not of that great concern to me, because what we will realize is that the average citizen, who is not represented by those third parties, these are special interest groups with hundreds of millions of dollars, the average citizen will realize this is a good deal for them as well, because what we have is certainty, we have cooperation, we have economic development, we have the possibility of building a new future. And that's why I'm really impressed with what they've done here today and what they've done over the last 117 years. Is they're talking about building a future, while the third-party interests are talking about perpetuating profits in the pockets of a very few greedy people. And the Nisga'a people are obviously, and you know that, you've been here, they're not greedy people.
Yeah. I was wondering, Bill, like through the years, there's been a lot of pros and cons to negotiating land claims, and right now there's some even native groups out there that's saying that this may be a template, this is the precedent setting, and this may harm their own land claim negotiations. But Joe Gosnell expressed himself that this is actually the first step. It creates more opportunity than anything at the negotiating table for other nations.
Well, you have to remember, this is the Nisga'a negotiation agreement. It isn't for the rest of the province. The Nisga's have made that very clear over and over again, that every other group will have to negotiate their own agreement. This is specifically for the Nisga's, and if the Nisga'a people think it's good for them, I don't think it's anybody else's business but the Nisga'a people to approve it. But in terms of it being a precedent or a template for other negotiations, Joe is absolutely right. They've blazed the trail. They've gained experience over a long time that they're sharing with other groups. And one would only have to ask those people who are opposed to negotiations, how much of the land in the province of British Columbia do they control now? Well, the answer is absolutely none. Even on the biggest reserves, there is no control by Aboriginal people over the land and resources. The Nisga's are talking about 8% exclusive control of this valley, 50% control on a basis of sharing with other people, and the right of first refusal on the rest of it. So you're talking about 100% involvement in the land. Now, take any other Indian band or any other tribal council in the country, not just the province of British Columbia, none of them have exclusive 8% control except the James Bay Crees. So people should wake up and smell the coffee. And maybe people like Jack Weisgerber and others should get somebody to read the agreement to them if they can't read it themselves, because it's in there. It's all there. It's beneficial for the Nisga's.
I know that you do have some personal friendships here within this community as well as some other Nisga'a communities. How, in your own words, in closing, how happy are you for them?
Oh, it's wonderful. I mean, I wish I was a Nisga'a. I mean, I've always wished that I was a Nisga'a. They've treated me well. You people have been here. You've been treated well. I mean, these people live as Indian people are supposed to live, sharing, caring, concerned, entrepreneurial, business people, and they want this beautiful valley to remain theirs forever, and they want their resources to be protected forever. I mean, I think it's wonderful. My 2 daughters and my son are here, and I'm here, and you know, other people are here. This is an historic occasion, and they've made progress that I wish our people had made.
This is the first time I talked to you in about 5 minutes, and you have not insulted me.
Well, you are a bit of